Alright, so what we're looking at here is part of a utility design I'm working on. And as you can see, we have the proposed water, the proposed sanitary sewer, and the proposed storm networks already modeled up. Take a look at it in Object Viewer. And ultimately what we want to do is we want to export this to an IFC formatted file, make it a federated model with all the metadata associated with it. Now, one issue with Civil 3D in 2021, well, in all versions of Civil 3D really, is that by exporting to IFC, you have to essentially dumb everything down. You have to explode it, so you lose all the metadata associated with these utility networks. So as great as we make these models look within Civil 3D, you essentially need to explode everything to 3D solids to be able to be exported to IFC. Autodesk is currently working on some solutions for it, but in the meantime, this is the workaround that I've put together. So what we're going to do, and as I'm pulling these up, you're seeing that the properties are there, but the property set data has not yet been assigned. What I've gone ahead and done is I've created some property sets for the gravity networks as well as the pressure. So if we take a quick look at this, I've got some gravity pipe property sets, and I have some formulas assigned to kind of automatically pick up some of the metadata and assign it as a property set value. And this is the formula for inner pipe diameter. If we go to gravity pipe static, you can see that all the types are assigned as text. So what we're going to do is, using Dynamo, I'm going to not only assign the utility networks the property set data that's reading the formulas to pick up all the metadata, but we're also going to create 3D solids that are going to map and translate that metadata to just regular text, because the 3D solids aren't going to be able to pick up that metadata associated with it automatically. So let's zoom out a little bit, pull up Dynamo, gonna open up our script and apologize for the format. I haven't had a chance to clean it up, but as you can see, there's quite a bit of nodes established, a lot of things going on, and we'll hit run. And as you can see, in Civil 3D, everything's converted to 3D solids. If we zoom in, take a look at some of these, we'll pick up one of these pipes. Got the metadata. If we go to extended data, we've got the property set values picking up the information automatically. And then if we look at the equivalent 3D solids, all that stuff has been translated over or mapped over. Let's take a look at a few more, make sure it worked with not only the gravity but also the pressure. So it's picking up some of that data. All the assignments. So not sure why the appurtenance didn't carry over, but I'll have to look into that. But just continuing on, just looking at some of these structures, and just want to do this self-check just to make sure things are mapping right. Alright, so now we're going to export to IFC by typing IFC export. If we go to options, we're going to export to 4x1. I believe in Revit, if you want to get this information into Revit, you need to export to 2x3 currently. But as you can see on this list, alignments are the only Civil 3D components that could be exported, so we need to export to 3D solids. So we're going to give this a name, IFC test, and run through that export process. And now we're going to import, IFC import. Go to browse. Oh, wrong browse. We want to import that file, IFC test, and click create. And now we're going to open that converted file, IFC test-site. If we zoom out and then zoom back in, you can see everything's kind of rotated a little bit. Orientation's changed. But if we select everything, you can see everything has exported. Looks like it picked up some grading objects as well. But if we select these now, we could see in the properties that the extended data was carried over. So property set values were carried over, which is great. This is everything we want to be exported. So if we pull this up in Navisworks, we get access to all this information as well as other platforms being leveraged for where we're consolidating in our models, different environments for digital twin technology and model-based deliveries and so on. So continuing on, just making sure that everything has carried over. Pressure network, all this stuff seems to be going. And that's it. So that's the process to export everything to IFC, to convert. If you have any questions about how I handled that mapping, how I set everything up and configured it, feel free to reach out on LinkedIn or at stevewalls@hotmail.com. Thanks.